behind the scenes over there. Salute to everybody tuning in, my peoples. Y'all already know what it is. This is the goofiest of the oofiest, the podcast. And peoples, y'all see the link right there. Y'all see the link right there on Box Center and on Box Center 2.0. Guess what? You could click on that link and you guys will be able to vote in your goofiest of the oofiest. Yes, sir. Now, who are the nominees? Who are the goofiest of the oofiest nominees? Well, none other than Jake Paul and Andrew Tate. My peoples, y'all gotta agree with me. Those are the goofiest of the oofiest, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you what makes Jake Paul and Andrew Tate the goofiest of the oofiest. Let me start off with Jake Paul. First of all, business wise, as a businessman, you gotta respect him. Made a lot of money, made it happen. Salute. That ain't nothing goofy about what he did business wise. Now, this is why he the goofiest of the oofiest. He actually was convinced that he could beat Anthony Joshua. For real? For real, you convinced that you're gonna be a two of the world. So that was insane. It's like it's like you supposed to get beat up, bro. You supposed to take an ass whooping. For him to fight that he was gonna win, for him to even talk to the people like I'm gonna beat him, I can beat him, I got this. For him to goofy, you talk all that talk and then you was rolling around the floor, hanging on to AJ's knees, looking goofy as hell. Come on, my people. You guys know Jake Paul looked like the goofiest of the oofiest. Awkward punches. Come on, man. Legs was jelly after the fourth round. What's up with your conditioning? You thought you was gonna run all day, right? You thought you was gonna, I guess, make AJ run out of gas. How are you gonna make a championship caliber fighter, my people, run out of gas in an eight rounder? An eight rounder. So Jake Paul is the oofiest of the oofiest for that. But then you have Andrew Tate. And I gotta tell you, my peoples, Andrew Tate had me feel like I'm the goofiest of the oofiest myself. Because I believed him. I believed it. You know, all this stuff. This guy's a kickboxing world champion and he's gonna do this and he's gonna do that. How he went out there and got pummeled by a guy who can't even fight, man. You got battered. Battered. Looking like a goofball out there. Like, look, somebody told me this morning that he was a world champ. Because first somebody said that he was a champion in the Misfits League. And then someone else said, no, he was a champion in something else. That's a big deal. But damn, yo, Andrew Tate is only 40 years old. How you get pummeled like that? How you get pummeled, battered, beat up by a guy who looked like he's swimming in water when he throwing punches, bro. This dude over here like that, beating you up anyways. So I need answers from Andrew Tate. I feel like he's a fraud. I feel like a golf ball. Because I was out there like, yeah, Andrew Tate is gonna knock him out. This dude can't fight Andrew Tate. Ooh, Andrew Tate gonna kill him. He a kickboxing champ. This man was looking, I don't hear you. I don't know why you don't hear me. You should hear me. I'm gonna have to move to another spot then. I'm gonna have to move. Hold on. They just scanned the fans. They scanned the fans. Some believe Jake would win. Listen, believing that Jake would win that fight is crazy to me. Crazy to me, my people. I don't understand how some people. I said, my people, Jake Paul is gonna get knocked out, and it's gonna be brutal. And I even said they're gonna knock him out, and even with the knockout, people are gonna say it was scripted. And we saw that yesterday already. Following day, they was already with the conspiracies about how the fight was scripted, about how Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua planned it that way. But the noise has died down about the scripted fight. Now they see Jake Paul's jaw broken in two places. Now I got people telling me no, because maybe they just script the first 4 rounds, and then they could do whatever they want after that. Or or the people that saying that AJ pulled back from that last punch that he didn't really follow through. I'm like, oh my god, yo, you see the type of damage that Jake Paul received? I'm gonna put it to y'all like this: most people don't have the strength to cause that type of damage in somebody's jaw. You punch somebody in the jaw, you can break it because it's gonna twist, and it's gonna break. But to break it the way it broke in Jake Paul's joint, most people can't even break a jaw like that. The type of force that it requires for that type of fracture is serious. He got hit with everything. AJ, that right hand was the whole 260 something pounds. AJ weight was behind that punch. I'm saying 260 something. I don't know what he actually weighed, but every bit of weight in his body, look how it left him. Look how it left him, my people. You saw Jake Paul smiling in the ring, and oh, it's all fun and games and all like that. Real funny, right? Look, ain't gonna be no Christmas dinner for Jake Paul. He's gonna be eating through a straw. He gonna be strawing it. But of course, he's gonna feel better cashing them checks and depositing them checks and receiving them deposits and all of that. But somebody said that famous phrase this morning, man. All money is not good money. I don't want to take money where I have to take that type of beating and looking like that. Golly. And look, if Jake Paul fights a cruiserweight champion, he's gonna get that same treatment. Like he's gonna turn into a punching bag for the elite. And if he do that, he's not gonna enjoy all his money. All that money, he ain't gonna enjoy it. He's gonna be punch drunk. He gonna be twisted up. He ain't gonna be able to talk right. He ain't gonna be able to move right. All type of shit. So with Jake Paul making, $100 million plus he got a lot of money before that, I think it's time for him to consider, you know what? Fought at the highest level for AJ, a world champion. I'm good. Let me focus on MVP promotions, promoting women's boxing, which he's doing really good right there. And that's it, man. Jake Paul don't need to take another beating like that. I know the ego is gonna make him want to come back and maybe even get an easy fight so he could go out on a W. But man, I think the type of ass whooping that he took, he has to understand it. If if he didn't understand it before, I remember Eddie Hearn once told him to his face, "You're never gonna be a world champion. You're never gonna accomplish that. You're not good enough." Told him to his face, and that's just the truth. He was being honest with him. He wasn't like trying to hate or not like that. Shackle hands. We got some people in the building. Salute, my brother. Y'all already know what it is. Fellas, y'all see the link? Um, Vote for Goofiest of the Oofiest, man. But turn your vote in. Y'all see the link right there. Turn in your vote. Jake Paul, Andrew Tate. Who do you have as Goofiest of the Oofiest? I haven't turned in my vote yet. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. Matter of fact, right now I just made my decision. I already know who's the Goofiest of the Oofiest. That's it. That's it. I already know. But that's just my opinion, right? I'm just one person. What do you guys think? What do you guys got to say? Who is the goofiest of the oofiest? According to y'all. According to y'all, who is the goofiest of the oofiest? Shaku hands, Marie. We are stragglers in the group. Marie, Shaku hands. You're right, bro. Haha. Let me know, man. Who y'all think is the goofiest of the oofiest? Somebody else say I support your channel. I'm trans. I don't give a fuck what you is. I'm not gonna tell you what I am, but how is that even relevant? I support your channel. I'm trans. I appreciate the support though, but whatever you into, I don't give a damn. So I hope you don't bring that up again. But cool, cool, good for you. Enjoy yourself. My peoples, I'm gonna tell y'all who is my goofiest of the oofiest. And I'm gonna tell you why. Of course, it's fair. My people, by the way, the link is up. It's fair for me to tell you why I pick a specific person as goofiest of the oofiest. For this week's goofiest of the oofiest is going to be the award goes to Mr. Andrew Tate. He's the goofiest of the oofiest. And I'm going to tell you why. What makes him goofier than Jake Paul? In the case of AJ versus Jake, many of us expected Jake Paul to get knocked out. Many of us predicted Jake Paul would get knocked out. And that is exactly what happened. So his level of goofiness was more due to the way he was behaving before the fight. Jake Paul acting like he's gonna do this and he's gonna do that. Got beat up, got pummeled, got made to and behave like a goofball in the ring. Cool, he a goofball for that. But when you look at Andrew Tate, Mr. Andrew Tate had us believing that he was gonna behave like a world championship kickboxer. Mr. World Champion Kickboxer. Yet Andrew Tate was out there looking like he couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag with a pair of scissors. How are you getting pummeled by somebody who can't fight? Somebody help me understand that. I need answers. How somebody who can't fight pummels you? Let that sizzle in your spirit. I went and I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't even gonna sit here and cap. I didn't watch that fight live. Okay, I did Andrew Tate versus Buddy he was fighting. I didn't watch it live, but I went back and watched. And Andrew Tate was out there looking like a bum, like a goofball. So my peoples, it's between Andrew Tate and Jake Paul. Let it be known, man, who y'all voting in. The link is open. Hit that link and cast your vote, my peoples. On Lace, salute my brother. Yo, the link is right there, pinned. My peoples, go ahead, make your vote, man. Vote who you got as goofiest of the oofiest. Marie, Shackle Hands, you right, bro. Let it be known, my peoples. Don't be scared. MS, hold on. MS, it seems like more and more goofies are making headway into boxing recently. Listen, man, there's some goofballs out there. We gotta be honest about it. But right now, gotta give it to Mr. Jake Paul and Mr. Andrew Tate. It's between them two. There's a lot of goofballs out there. Don't get it twisted. Superman salute, bam. There's a lot of goofballs out there. Don't get it twisted. But we had to narrow it down to Jake Paul and Andrew Tate, my peoples. They the goofiest of the oofiest. That's it. Now, you could tap that link and either vote in one of them two as your goofiest of the oofiest, or you can vote in your own goofiest of the oofiest. That's gonna depend, my peoples. But I made my vote. That was it right there. I'm sticking with it. Andrew Tate, the fact that he's a world championship caliber kickboxer and he got his ass whooped, pummeled, battered, that makes me, feel like he a goofball because he made me feel like a goofball. That's the thing about it. Me thinking that he was gonna crush Buddy, it made me feel like a goofball to see Andrew Tate get beat up like that. Huh? Man, listen, I don't even understand. Because he's not even old like that. 40 years old, it's not like he's mad old. At 40 years old, at least you could have looked nice, bro. You could have looked like you out there knowing what you're doing. You were like a golf bro, my peoples. Andrew Tate, I don't know what was going on with him. I really don't know, man. I'm disappointed in that performance from Andrew Tate. Thinking he gonna go out there and crush Buddy. I can't remember Buddy's name, but man, what a disappointment. What a disappointment, my people. Andrew Tate did nothing that he said he was gonna do. And then you get beat up and act all humble after. Nah, reach for your dreams. What could have been and what would have been. And I just wanted to go. Like, save that bullshit, man. That shit was cool for me to say it because I made my pro debut at 47 years old and I'm just want to fight as a professional. But you a professional fighter, a champion, getting no excuse for that, my people. Let me know what y'all think, fellas. Vote in your goofiest of the oofiest. People, I'm gonna take a quick commercial break for hydration. I'm gonna go hydrate while y'all think about it. I'm gonna go hydrate while y'all think about it, and y'all make y'all pick. Who you got for goofiest of the oofiest? Tap that link, man. Don't be scared. Oh, my people, we back in the building on Goofiest of the Oofiest. Funny thing about this drink, it's like an acquired taste. So a lot of Dominicans drink it, and people from other places taste it for the first time. They're like, that's nasty. But if they try it a couple of times, then they're like, ooh, this shit is good. You can't just try it once and like it. Most likely you won't. My people, to those who tuned in, oh, shit, I can't even see that screen right. For those of you who tuned in, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Nobody wanted to vote in they goofiest of the goofiest. I voted mine in. I'm sticking to it. It's Andrew Tate simply because Jake Paul was expected to lose. People said he was going to lose. We said he was going to get knocked out. In fact, most people expected him to get knocked out faster. So Jake Paul did exactly what he was supposed to do, my people. Now Andrew Tate messed up. He messed up. Out there looking like a goofball, making us feel like we're the goofballs. Let's be honest. It's like we're the goofballs because I literally was telling a couple of people like, "Yo, Andrew Tate's gonna kill that guy." Oh my God, Andrew Tate, kickboxing champion, and that guy don't even know how to fight. Andrew Tate gonna lump him up. And then I see Andrew Tate looking like a bum out there, looking like he don't even know how to fight. How do you go from being a kickboxing champion to looking like a goofball in the ring? Come on now. Not a good. And I understand that Tate was fighting a younger fighter that was young, big, strong, all of that. I get that. But let me give you an example. You take that kid and you put him versus a 40-year-old former world champion. He getting pummeled. He getting pummeled, beat up. Because a 40-year-old former world champion will be able to get in enough good shape to whoop his ass. So that's what I expected from Andrew Tate because Tate is a world kickboxing champion. So how you go out there and look like a goofball, my people? Come on, man. Be honest with me. And make your vote who y'all think is the goofiest of the oofiest. Is it Andrew Tate or is it Jake Paul? Who do you guys have as the goofiest of the oofiest? In my opinion, Jake Paul is a goofball for carrying himself and trying to troll his way into it and act like he was gonna beat up AJ when maybe deep down inside he knew he was gonna get lumped up. Maybe deep down inside Jake Paul knew how this whole thing was gonna play out. Maybe he did. But you acted like you were gonna win this fight. You acted like you believe you could win this fight. You lied to us. You did not believe you could this fight. The lie detector has determined that was a lie. He was running from the first belt on survival mode, my peoples. Come on, man. Jake Paul was out there on survival mode. Let's be honest. There was never a moment during that fight that you felt like Jake Paul was trying to win. He was even throwing punches to survive. He wasn't out there trying to win that fight. Son of Von, Jake Paul. Damn, man, this shit. They removing the goddamn chat in a second. God damn. Son of Von, Jake Paul, goofier on purpose. Tate is parody. Wait a minute, because Tate is supposedly a kickboxing champion. I don't even understand how he went out there and got beat up like that. I was expecting Andrew Tate to show out. Like, how are you a kickboxing champion and you out there looking like you can't win, beat yourself out of a wet paper bag, bro? What's what's really good? So, and I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all think about this. We expected Jake Paul to get knocked out. We, at least most of us. I know there's people who actually gave him a shot. That was crazy too. But most of us expected Jake Paul to get knocked out. Now, Andrew Tate, my G, I feel like a goofball because he had me believing he was gonna do his thing. He had me believing that he was gonna beat this guy up, and obviously that wasn't the case. He got beat up himself. I don't even understand the way Andrew Tate look. I don't even understand how he a world champion. My peoples, we got the first person going on Goofiest of the Oofiest to vote in who they got as Goofiest of the Oofiest. So, champ, I'm gonna let you in right away. Turn in your vote. Let the people know who you think is the goofiest of the oofiest and why you think they the goofiest of the oofiest. Bam! Salute, family. What's the deal, man? So let us know what you got, man. Who between Jake Paul and Andrew Tate do you think is the goofiest of the oofiest? Hey, it's a bad look because it's almost like damn you don't even know how to lose like a real boxer. Cause no real boxer with their jaw broken in two places is celebrating and acting like it's cool. You know what I'm saying? You sitting there with your shit hurt, waiting to get out of there and get worked on. You're not in front of the camera talking about, like, what are you doing, my man? We know you hurt. You know you hurt. Look at the next day. How look at that's his face the next day, right there. How you how you over there with a jaw broken in two places and you laughing at the camera and acting like you acting like you having the time of your life. Embarrassing. It was look, I see it as goofy as hell, but I give it to Andrew Tate because yo, he a goofball, bro. He a goofball. He a goofball, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why. Yes, Jake Paul was out there looking like a dummy, rolling around the floor and everything, but he was outclassed by a lot. And from personal experience, I know when you're highly outclassed, you do some goofy shit. It happened because it happened to me. So I get what happened to him. But Andrew Tate really had me believing that he a kickboxing champion and he was gonna beat this guy up. You get pummeled by a guy who can't fight, bro. That's goofy as hell. That's goofy. That's uncalled for. How and he's only 40 years old, but he's only 40 years old, bro. Like he's pretty trash. Quite trash. And what makes it worse is that he's this tough guy who portrays that image of I'm beating everybody up, I'm beating anybody up, I'm so you at least expect the guy to be able to fight, bro. Like I understand if he was out there looking good, doing his thing, and then he ran out of gas and got beat up. That I would get. But like that, you just looking like a goofball from the beginning? Nah, I can't take that, bro. You out there looking like a dummy, dummy. And, and the thing is, 40 years old is not even that old. You know, that's not for boxing terms, right? That's you watched at 40 for boxing terms, right? Like to fight world championship caliber fight. But to fight somebody who can't fight, who's not a real boxer, a 40-year-old boxer will beat up anybody who's not a real boxer. I'm saying they're around the same size, weight, all of those factors into play, right? You take a 40-year-old boxer and you put him up against a 27-year-old kid that's not a boxer, that's throwing crazy punches, he getting beat up 10 out of 10 times. 10 out of 10 times getting beat up because at 40, a boxer still got a lot of those reflexes, a lot of those skills. He still got a lot left in the tank. And that power, that strength is still there. Donito Donaire. Yo, he gave Inoue the toughest fight of his career. That first one. Did you see the first one? It was a good fight, man. Got his orbital bone broken and all of that. Good fight. He's a tough guy, man. Tough guy. But let me tell you something. Honestly, Naoya Inoue is Scott Fernie, I'm 47. Bam, my brother, I'm 47 too. Be 48 soon. Now Inoue has shown us that he can go down and get back up and still inflict damage right away. But when he went down to Cardenas, and when you have a chance to check it out again, he didn't go down because he got hurt. He went down because he was out of position. You know when your feet are square and you get hit, so you go back and you can't recover, so you go down. It was that type of fall. Like it wasn't the type. And even with Nonito, he was swinging and he got hit in mid swing, bang, and with the momentum of that, he went down. Roach, well, he took a good shot for Pitbull. Nah, listen. He touched. But that's also one of those knockdowns where you got more knocked out of balance than hurt. He took a nice one, but he wasn't stunned or anything. He was ready to keep it moving right then and there. I don't think that it changed the way he was operating. But it happens. Sometimes you get caught off balance. Yo, let me tell you something funny. In my fight, and I got the video in slow motion and everything. In round number two, when you see it in slow motion, this is exactly what happened. My opponent threw a punch at me, right? I moved back and I counter punch and I caught him with a straight right hand. And then he tried to counter punch that. I moved back and the punch came like this close to me. It doesn't actually touch me. But when I leaned back, I lost my footing on my right leg and I fell to the back, like just sat on my butt. I got an 8 count. I got to stand an 8 count. The punch, if you see it in slow motion, did not touch me. It came. It's and he's been in controversy, in a lot of controversy. He even got beat up in the ring by a fighter. That was viral. You've seen it probably. He's the guy that got beat up in the ring, Dominican Republic. That was the ref for my fight too. And this dude, when when you're the ref, right, and you're not sure if there was contact, when a fighter goes down, what you're really supposed to be looking for is that sound. Because if he's behind me, right, and you swing at me, and I go down, you're supposed to hear it, the punch that landed and took me down. So if there's no sound, it did not land. You should know that. So how the hell I got a standing count from a punch that was within an inch from my face? So in the official scorecards, I got one knockdown and he got two. He knocked me down twice according to the scorecards. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I haven't. I haven't. Why they? Why? What's the? But why? Ah, shit. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this though, man. As a fighter, mentally, it gotta be tough, man, to go draws back to back. So hopefully he can stay on his game and keep performing because that's something that could mess you up. Like, damn, man, you know the type of work these fighters put in, the training camp and all of that. You walk out of there with two draws in a row. The first one was obviously disappointing, but then another one back to back, nasty, nasty work. they mad because of the type of heads that he put on Tank, but maybe we get that rematch. Because look, man, Tank, I got a feeling that we are gonna see him in 2026 based on the people that I spoke with. I feel like we're gonna see him. Let's see who Tank is gonna fight. Hopefully, we get to see him fight those guys. But I'm gonna tell you like this. And remember, I'm the one who said this, my people. Okay, I'm the one who's telling you this. Right now, with Buck Crawford having retired, you're gonna see a group of fighters that are gonna be putting themselves in position to be that next face of boxing. Like there's not gonna be a clear cut right away, right? And I'm gonna give you some names that are gonna be in that race. David Benavidez, Devin Haney, Jerome Bruce Ennis, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, Ben Whitaker, and I'll leave it there for now. The situation is, as it stands, Shakur Stevenson, out of all of those I just named, is potentially going to have the biggest win with Teofimo Lopez. Or Teofimo Lopez is potentially going to have the biggest win with Shakur Stevenson, and we already see the resume that he has. So you see, all I'm saying is that the winner of that fight may very well be the first one to make a claim to that throne. There's gonna be a lot of people fighting it out for it. Who gets the biggest win is who sits at the top. The way it's always been. So my peoples, I'm gonna leave y'all with that. My brother, appreciate you tuning in. Let's get the hell out of here. We voted in. We voted in our goofiest of the oofiest. You want to give a shout out to anybody before we get out of here, my G? Goofball, my G. Bam. Boxing for breakfast tomorrow, my G. You already know what it is. Peace. There you have it, my peoples. This has been another episode of Goofiest of the Oofiest, and the winner is Andrew Tate. Goofball. You don't go up there and get beat up like that after telling us all about how you the kickboxing champion and you was gonna do all this and that. That was rather goofy, Andrew. There you have it, my peoples. This was another episode of Goofiest of the Oofiest. I'm Jay Smith. I'm out of here, my peoples. Make sure you tune in to tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Y'all know how we do it, man. We're gonna be talking boxing. Salute to everybody, man. Bam. Vámonos de aquí.